Donald Trump just wrapped up a disastrous speech in front of world leaders in Italy. Look at the faces of Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni and Prime Minister Keir Starmer here. This speech was given following the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. But all Donald Trump wanted to do was take personal credit and make this about him. Let me show you what went down as Donald Trump started praising Viktor Orban, one of Vladimir Putin's puppets. Look at the faces of the world leaders behind him as Donald Trump is doing that. Look at Keir Starmer in particular from the UK. Let's play this clip.
We have Hungary. Oh, Victor. Where is Victor? Victor. We love Victor. Victor, I call him. You know, I put the little accent on it. You are fantastic, all right? I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I'm the only one that matters. You are fantastic. He's a great leader. I endorsed him the last election he had, and he won by 28 points. So you're going to do even better this time. You have another election, and you're going to do great, and we appreciate it. And we're behind you 100%. That's Hungary. India.
Then Donald Trump starts talking about the Abraham Accords and goes, Abraham. Just take a look at the Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni's face as Donald Trump continues. Let's play it.
Everybody's going to join the Abraham Accord. I like to say the Avraham. I love Avraham, but somehow it doesn't sound as good when I say it as it does when some of my other friends say it who are from the region. But we're going to get a lot of people joining the Abraham Accords. We have the four great nations that did it early on, and they stayed with it. And then you had the Biden administration, which is the worst administration in the history of our country. And obviously, they did nothing on that and anything else. And so it stayed at four. And now a lot of people, even today, they're talking about all joining up. So many people have talked to me about that. And it's going to be a great.
Then Donald Trump continues to lie about bringing in $17 trillion. And now he says $18 trillion in investments into the United States, just a totally false number. It's not even a trillion. He's just completely made this up while the United States government is in a shutdown. And as the Trump regime claims it doesn't have money to extend the Affordable Care Act subsidies and provide health care to the American people. Here, watch this.
We're in the world, and it's the hottest country. So many investors are here. We have over $17 trillion being invested in the United States, which is a record that nobody has ever beaten. I don't think anybody will. And we still have 4 months to go before it's a year. So in 8 months, we have over 17 trillion. We're actually very close to $18 trillion. There's never been, as an example, the previous administration had less than $1 trillion over 4 years. We have, we're close to breaking $18 trillion in 8 months. That's pretty amazing. No country's ever done that.
Then Donald Trump goes on this weird rant about how he has friends in this room, but he also has people in this room who he doesn't like, who he hates, but he's not going to tell you who he hates. Let's play it.
New York, I met with many of the people in this room, and it all just started coming together. I've known so many of you for so long. You're friends of mine. You're great people. I have a couple I don't like in particular, but I won't tell you who. I have actually a few of them I don't like at all, but you'll never find out who they are. Well, maybe you will, come to think of it.
But then Donald Trump goes on this very bizarre, misogynistic rant about Italy's Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni. You can see how uncomfortable she is in the background while Donald Trump is saying this. And he goes, she's a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful girl. Look how beautiful she is. Very, very strange. Here, play this clip.
So thank you very much. Italy. We have a young woman who's, I'm not allowed to say it because usually it's the end of your political career if you say it. She's a beautiful young woman. Now, if you use the word beautiful in the United States about a woman, that's the end of your political career, but I'll take my chances. Where is she? There she is. You don't mind being called beautiful, right? Because you are. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it. She wanted to be here, and she's incredible, and they really respect her in Italy. She's a very successful politician.
Donald Trump says, where is the president of Canada? Where is the president of Canada? He means the prime minister of Canada, who was standing right behind him, Mark Carney, over to the side. Here, play this clip.
So you have Armenia and you have Bahrain. You have Canada. It's so great to have, in fact, the president called and he wanted to know if it's worthwhile. He knew exactly what it was. He knew the importance. Where's Canada, by the way? Where are you? Where are you? He knew the importance of this. He said, I want to be there.
Then Donald Trump keeps talking about his daughter, Ivanka. I'll show you this. Let's play it.
I want to also thank Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and my son-in-law and a great guy, Jared Kushner. And I even have my daughter here, Ivanka. Ivanka, please stand up. Ivanka's here. Wow.
When was the last time you truly trusted the seafood you brought home? I used to question everything from nutrition and taste to sustainability until I discovered Wild Alaskan Company. Wild Alaskan Company is the best way to get wild-caught, perfectly portioned, nutrient-dense seafood delivered directly to your door. Trust me, you haven't tasted fish this good. I was so excited the first time I received my shipment from the Wild Alaskan Company. I received my Pacific halibut and pan-seared it that evening. It was delicious. The Wild Alaskan Company is 100% wild-caught, never farmed. This means there are no antibiotics, GMOs, or additives. Just clean, real fish that support healthy oceans and fishing communities. It's nutrient-rich and full of flavor. Wild Alaskan's fish is frozen off the boat to lock in taste, texture, and nutrients like omega-3s. My favorite, it's also sustainably sourced. Wild caught from Alaska, every order supports sustainable harvesting practices. And your membership delivers flexible shipments, expert tips, and a truly feel-good seafood experience. If you're not completely satisfied with your first box, Wild Alaskan Company will give you a full refund, no questions asked. No risk, just high-quality seafood. Not all fish are the same. Get seafood you can trust. Go to wildalaskan.com/Meidas for $35 off your first box of premium wild-caught seafood. That's wildalaskan.com/Meidas for $35 off your first order. Thanks to Wild Alaskan Company for sponsoring this episode.
Now, I want you to watch right here as Italy's Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, look at her face right here as Pakistan's leader starts saying that Donald Trump should get the Nobel Peace Prize. Notably, you don't see Modi there of India. Pakistan falsely claims that Donald Trump brokered a ceasefire between India and Pakistan, which is not what actually happened. Pakistan's also invested in Donald Trump's crypto fund, his personal family's crypto, as well. The United Arab Emirates did as well. But watch Meloni's face, Prime Minister of Italy. Let's play it.
I would say that Pakistan had nominated President Donald Trump for Nobel Peace Prize for his outstanding, extraordinary contributions to first stop war between India and Pakistan and then achieve ceasefire along with his very wonderful team. And today, again, I would like to nominate this great president for Nobel Peace Prize.
Then Donald Trump goes on this weird rant about Air Force One was covered with Egyptian desert a few months ago. I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. Play this clip.
It was quite an escort in. It was very impressive. But Air Force One was really, it was covered with Egyptian desert just a few months ago. If you think about it, just a few months ago, it was Egyptian desert, and now it was just a few feet off our window. And it was a spectacular sight, and I appreciate it very much. Really, that was pretty good. You got our people by surprise. I don't know if they were thrilled right at the beginning, but they were thrilled as we sailed along very, very calmly and safely. And I'm deeply honored.
Donald Trump then asks, is the Sheikh of the UAE here? Oh, he's not here. Let's play this.
And I want to just thank him. And His Highness Sheikh Mohammed of the United Arab Emirates is here. Where? He's here someplace. Well, he's not here, but he's here in spirit. I can tell you that.
But Donald Trump did meet with UAE officials earlier where he shook their hand and said that they have a lot of cash. Look at all the cash they have, unlimited cash. Here, play this clip.
Egypt has to go, yeah?
Prime Minister Carney then showed up after Donald Trump's speech and said, "I'm glad you upgraded me to president. I'm actually the Prime Minister of Canada." Let's play it.
Thanks. So you going back?
I'll go back. I'm glad you upgraded me to president.
Oh, did I say? Great stuff.
It's good. I started.
Please say didn't say Great stuff. That was great.
Then Donald Trump has this weird interaction with UK's Prime Minister Keir Starmer and says, "Everything good, everything good." Let me show it to you.
Is everything going good?
Very good.
That's very nice of you. Yeah. These people all came in like 20-minute notice.
By the way, over here, Donald Trump has this side conversation with the leader of Indonesia. The leader of Indonesia says, "I'd like to speak with Eric and Don Jr." Then he starts to talk about, finding a location to build something. I'll let you determine for yourself what you think they're talking about, but it does seem like business-related things and quid pro quos going on before our eyes. Here's the leader of Indonesia's interaction with Trump. Let's play it.
Can I meet Eric?
While all of this is going on too, I try to do the most level-headed reporting I can do here on the MeidasTouch network. It's why I've been continuing to focus a lot today on domestic issues as well. But when I've focused on this ceasefire, I've called it a ceasefire, not a peace deal, because you have to determine if there is peace. Let's talk about the facts that we know that's happening. Israel's defense minister has said that the primary significance of implementing the agreed upon principle of demilitarization will require the IDF to go and start destroying Hamas terror tunnels and infrastructure, and that I have instructed the IDF to prepare for carrying out that mission basically immediately. So seems like there's still going to be military operations taking place. Meanwhile, Hamas is reasserting control of parts of Gaza. That's where the Israeli forces have moved out, and there's been extreme violence actually taking place today in certain areas of Gaza, as there's this crackdown taking place by Hamas, which has reasserted control. I'm obviously not going to show these videos. They're graphic and they're horrific execution videos. I'm not showing those videos. Also, when Donald Trump was asked on Air Force One when he was landing into Israel and then going to Egypt, Hamas is rearming itself as a police force and shooting rivals. So what's the message to Hamas, since they've just reasserted control in the area? And Donald Trump said, "Oh, well, they want to stop the problems." Like Trump's acting like Hamas is, that's a good thing that Hamas remains armed in the area. Just listen to what Donald Trump says. Here, play this clip.
Of Hamas rearming, instituting themselves as a Palestinian police force, shooting rivals. What is your message to Hamas?
We're standing because they do want to stop the problems, and they've been open about it, and we gave them approval for a period of time. You have to understand, they've lost probably 60,000 people. That's a lot of retribution. They've lost 60,000 people. And the ones that are living right now were, in many cases, very young when this all started. And we are having them watch that there's not going to be big crime or some of the problems that you have when you have areas like this that have been literally demolished. You have 2 million people, and probably it'll be less than that, but you have close to 2 million people going back to buildings that have been demolished. And a lot of bad things can happen. So we want it to be safe. I think it's going to be fine. Who knows for sure, Katie? But I think it's going to be fine.
And I don't want us to forget that when Donald Trump was asked on, was it Thursday or Friday? I think it was Friday. What's your view on a two-state solution? Here's what he said. Let's play it.
Two-state solution, sir. Just to follow up on that. What is your view now on a two-state solution for the?
I don't have a view. I'm going to go with what they agreed to.
So if the plan doesn't involve a two-state solution, right? I'm just giving you the undisputed facts. So if this ceasefire plan doesn't lead to a two-state solution, if Hamas is rearming itself and not disarming itself, okay, if Israel says that it intends to start IDF military operations in the region, I'm just trying to provide the data points here about what, to me, an incredible accomplishment that the hostages have been returned. And over 100 hostages were returned under former President Biden. Donald Trump actually told Netanyahu, do not do any deals with Biden, was one of the directives during the campaign. It would harm the presidential campaign, Donald Trump said. So that's why Netanyahu, do not do deals with Biden, is what he said. So I'm just trying to reflect on the situation and the dynamic that I gave you. And remember that moment where George W. Bush was on the aircraft carrier and said, like, mission accomplished, right? I mean, here and it wasn't mission accomplished. I mean, here, this is a ceasefire, but we deserve to analyze it in a level-headed way and not in a way that is, propagandistic. And that's all I'm seeing at corporate news. No one's reporting this the right way, the way I just did. Anyway, hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.